So in yesterday's video, I broke down how to lab your check down offense more effectively on the short and the wide side of the field. Today, we're going to get into arguably the most important player on the field as it pertains to your check downs in the running back. Now, we've all seen the running back streak out of the backfield. It's probably the most important route that you have to install in shotgun offenses because how it attacks the short seam area of the field where the user often is not present. But have you been utilizing the running back corner route in Madden 25? This route is something that some players are starting to catch on to. I know for certain that MCS legend, congratulations to Fancy on taking home the ring this year, started running at the tail end of the season. And truthfully, not enough players are utilizing this route because I think it's really good and it meshes together quite well with the running back streak. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell. We're going to go over how to improve your passing offense when those long one-play touchdowns are guarded and you need something open out of the backfield. So let's go ahead and set the table as we always do in these videos, kind of talk about a game scenario where we're wanting to utilize the running back on a check down. And of course, the most prominent is going to be that hard flat loop blitz meta with the switch stick that everyone runs. Basically one hook responsible for the entire middle of the field. And then you got the hard flats. Now, obviously, you can't just throw the ball quick into the flat because of the hard flats. This is why the running back streak out of the backfield is so valuable, especially to the short side of the field, because in the event that you're facing a blitz, you don't even really have to block it. You could just kind of snap the ball and throw the ball to the running back up the seam, and your opponent has to user it. And of course, a lot of players out there, if they're smart, are utilizing the tank ability on their running backs. That way, if that user does get there and tries to hit stick them, they will end up breaking the hit stick. So they catch the ball and then they get hit stick, they break it, and who knows, maybe that could end up being a long play after that broken tackle. But a lot of players like to utilize the running back streak for this reason. Now, I don't have the bunch strong offense here, but we've all seen the bunch strong offense in which you have your bunch formation and the running back is also on the same side of the bunch. And you've probably seen the route combination I'm about to create with hot routes here, in which our point man is on a streak, the inside guy is on a post, and then they just put another streak to the running back out of the backfield behind it. You also sometimes will see a slightly different modification to this route combo in which your opponent will put a streak, a post, a drag, and the running back on a streak out of the backfield. And then of course the tight end is on whatever. But either way, this is a really, really popular call because again, your opponent has to be on the drag, and then you have this little seam to the running back out of the backfield. So it's well established the running back streak is very, very good in this game, and it's something you should run no matter what formation you run. I don't care if you're in bunch tight end, or if you're in trips tight end, or the regular bunch formation, or bunch strong, anything in the game where you're in the shotgun and that running back is offset, the streak is a valuable play because it's just so often open against the most popular defenses in the game, and especially against blitzes. But players are starting to kind of catch on to this, and they will make some modifications to their coverage. One of the more common ones that I'm starting to see is players will start to run more with their loop blitz of a cover 4, but they won't put the hard flats on the field. So what I mean by this is that they basically run this. In this case, this is where I think the running back corner route meta is so valuable, because what we could do is put that same tight end flat and then put a running back on a corner. Now to do this, you need a running back apprentice or a hot route master, master tactician, backyard quarterback, some ability that will give your running back extra hot routes. And you'll notice that D-pad outside, depending on what side of the field you're on, will put him on a corner route. Now, the really interesting thing about this corner route is that it's not that different from the streak in terms of how it cuts up out of the backfield. So before we get into the vertical hook thing here, I actually just want to show you, in the event that you snap the ball and you do need to throw it quick, the running back actually does cut up out of the backfield really, really well. Maybe even, dare I say, a little bit wider than the streak. So it's harder to guard than the running back streak out of the backfield because the user has to go further out towards the sideline to guard it. So in this case, where we're facing this loop blitz, where a lot of times the user has to travel, they might try to jump into this short area of the field right here, expecting a running back to cut up on a streak. Well, notice how Perry stays wider. So in this case, if they take a bad angle, this could still be completed even when they're jumping this route. So that's kind of the first thing with this. The second thing with this is that, let's just say that in general, you're facing a cover for hard flat style defense. So I'm not even going to blitz here. I'm just going to set up this cover 4 with hard flats. This is such a good concept that you can run, and you still have options. You can still send the tight end to the flat and put the running back on a corner route, or you can put the tight end on a vertical so it pulls both of the deep zones. So one thing you have to be careful with if you do this is that sometimes you have to wait and hold the ball just a little bit longer so it can get behind this flat zone. So if that's not something you like, you'll need to basically choose between the tight end going to the flat or maybe add a third receiver. So, you know, again, up to you with this. You can beat cover 4 hard flats. You just kind of have to determine how much time you have, I guess is the way to say it. So again, here, if we're setting up this type of cover 4 shell, 2 hooks, 2 curls, and you want the running back open sooner, this is going to be a little bit of a better play because it's going to break into this sideline behind the hard flat, and you can actually throw it. You don't have to wait for it to get way behind the hard flat. You're actually already putting that hard flat in conflict. But let's say that you're in a set where you have a tight end, the running back, and then a wide out receiver. Well, in this case, you can actually just send that player vertical, attack the flat with the tight end, and put the corner route on the field. So it's just a flood in which the middle receiver is the running back out of the backfield. You could also run your concept like this as well, where you leave the wide receiver in the flat, you send the tight end vertical, and you put the running back on the corner route. Either way, you're going to be in a real good spot against any type of cover 3 or cover 4 hard flat, because you're going to be able to throw this corner route up in behind this hard flat into the intermediate sideline, while still giving yourself that out against pressure to throw the ball hot to the running back. So you have 2 different windows against this hard flat coverage, so long as you keep the flat occupied. So again, you have the quick pass window right here inside, or you hold the ball a little bit longer and he's going to go into this area on the sideline, which is further away from the user. So it's really nice to be able to utilize this route. And then we have one other route out of the backfield that's actually pretty cool, and that is going to be the post. So when you bring up your running back hot routes, outside is corner, inside is a post route. The post route is going to behave, again, very similar to the streak or the corner, where you have that inside pass lead as they cut up the field components of the route. So you could throw this route hot. But let's say your opponent is kind of overplaying this. And the way that I'm going to simulate this is I'm going to put this guy into a curl flat to the right just to kind of simulate the user movement this direction and then go into the corner. So I'm going to put this guy into this route right here. Now, provided you know how to block the loop blitz, this is going to be really nice, because you can basically, once this ball is snapped, pick up this pressure and throw this over the middle. And unfortunately, you had Pepper shed from behind me right there, but we blocked the loop. So again, if they overuse her where they're expecting this and then they jump to the outside on that, now all of a sudden this route bends back over the middle, and you're kind of playing with a 3-way go. We could go straight, or we could go to the outside, or we could go to the inside, but they all look the same. They release outside, then they go up, and then they're making a choice. Do we stay up the field or inside or outside? So really cool that you guys can mix this in. And of course, you know, the more the merrier when we talk about this. So one of the things about like running this out of a bunch strong is you can attack the flat, you could run a corner route, and then you could run a vertical pull route. So your route combo might look like this. Now this looks messy, right? But when you actually snap the ball, I want you to kind of pay attention to how this operates, because one of the really cool things about this is that the corner route cuts up and outside of the whip route, and then the whip route comes in behind. So there's like a little like short pass triangle, if you will, underneath. So you see how we're creating a 3-on-1 to the flat. And again, right here, I didn't really block the blitz, but I just want to show you, again, you're going hot to the flat to pull this guy out wide. Then you have, depending on the release of this running back, this hot throw out of the backfield. You let this continue. Let's say the user's baiting the whips underneath. This guy later in the play is going to be open on the sideline underneath of the deep zone and behind the flat zone. So you're playing, you know, with this particular play in the bunch strong, the longer this goes, you're actually gonna be able to hold on to the ball for a long time, and you're gonna see that it does end up being pretty open. So you see right here, we got this cover 4 with the hard flats. I'm gonna put the running back into the corner route. I'm gonna put the streak in the flat. We got the zig, and then we snap the ball, and then I've got a choice. I can throw the whip. If they guard the whip, I throw the corner route. So we're creating basically a 3-on-1 or a 3-on-2, depending on what window you're throwing into here. When we talk about, you know, in terms of just the underneath zones in a cover 4, we're talking about the hook and the flat. Well, we're outnumbering that. We're flooding it underneath with 3 options. So you see right there, boom, we hit the guy in between. We occupy the hook by keeping an inside whip. We occupy the flat by keeping an outside flat. And then we have the middle route that's in between them. You also are creating 3-on-2 with the flat and the high outside quarter. We're pulling with Hester vertical. We're pulling down with the flat and then the intermediate. So we're 3-on-2 to the sideline as well, even though Hester's way up top there. And then of course, if they're playing just a blitz style with this, we already know that it's hard to guard 2 whip routes. It's hard to guard 1 whip route in this game. But if they've got 1 user for 2 whip routes and the pressure maybe is coming in, well, that doesn't concern us because I can get this ball out hot. So if they're here, I go here. There's just too much going on with this concept, and this is in the bunch tight end. So, you know, when you guys watch, if you guys do watch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ZanMadden, you see that I freestyle a lot. Well, you probably say, is there a video for that exact setup that you just put in on Gridiron? Well, no, not exactly, because it's playing just freestyle. These are all individual tips that you could apply into any play you want. So it's all just about, okay, well, I've got a beater for this play whips, but let's add in the running back corner route. I feel adequate against his pressure. I'm picking it up fine. And, you know, I don't think that while he's doing a good job on the whips, I don't think he can also handle the whips and a corner route. The corner route on its own is also a standalone great check down route that you could throw. And I hope that you guys will install it in your offense. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on Monday. Until then, this is Zan. Get the lab in. Good luck.